Hello everyone and welcome back to the All for Love YouTube channel. My name's Arnell and this is my first video for our new discussion series, Table Talk. Now if you have no idea what that is, no worries. Pause the video right now and click the link in the description below so that you can check out our previous video and get a little bit more detail on what this series is and what the goals for this series are. Don't worry, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to do just that. All right, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that previous video. Now let's get on to it. Now, if you did check out that video, you will see that somebody left a comment and made some suggestions in what we should talk about in regards to following your dreams and then possibly giving up on those dreams and what that kind of looks like. Now, there's a lot that was listed in that comment and I wanted to, at first, go over as much as possible in this one video, but then I realized it would take almost all night because I have a lot of thoughts on it to answer or give my thoughts on every single thing that was listed there. So instead of doing that, I'm going to break it up in a couple videos. And this first one is going to be geared towards dealing with the expectations that society kind of gives us and what it was like breaking free of those expectations and then dealing with any ramifications, if there were any, that I had to deal with personally to get to where I'm at today. Getting started on that, basically growing up, as children, we're always asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And oftentimes we give answers like, oh, I want to be a policeman, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be an athlete, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it took me time to realize that that makes a lot of sense because we're shown that there's a blueprint or a pathway to get to those careers. For example, if you want to be like a cop or a firefighter, there's generally academies that you have to go through after you finish high school to become one of those things, right? Same thing where if you want to be a doctor, there's a pathway. You have to finish college, do have really good grades so that you can apply to medical school, go through that program, and then boom, you're a doctor. And then the same thing for lawyers because you have to go to law school, etc., right? And that's what I was taught growing up, like many of you out there. So I continued on that path for pretty much all throughout high school. I had my mindset on being, I have to do one of these careers because there is a blueprint or a pathway to it. And I was fortunate enough to where my parents didn't necessarily push me into one direction or another, because I know a lot of Asians specifically deal with that, because I'm sure you guys have all heard it, whether you're Asian or not. Asians typically go into one of three career paths to be a lawyer, engineer, or a doctor, because those are very successful careers. One, you can make a lot of money, and then that way you'll be able to support yourself, your family, etc. And that's just the stereotype, or maybe the expectation rather, for a lot of Asian Americans out there. Now, I got a little bit lucky because my parents actually never pushed me into one of those three career paths. Instead, they taught me to just do what I loved growing up. They encouraged me to find something that I was really passionate about and just pursue that and use that passion to pursue a career that I would be happy with. And they told me to just forget about the money aspect, because as long as you're able to live comfortably, you're really going to enjoy your life more if you're doing something that you really can enjoy, something that you look forward to doing every day. And I really appreciate that, because I was able to use my passion for sports to initially search for a career. And for me, that was in the beginning, I wanted to be a physical therapist because I wanted to someday be on the Golden State Warriors staff for that, because I love basketball. That's my favorite sport. I'm a Warriors fan. Would have been a dream come true. However, that dream pretty much ended my first year of college because I realized I could not study science for 4 years. I would be so bored doing that, so I gave up on that dream. I want to say here, it's okay to give up on certain dreams, especially if you find later that you weren't as passionate about it as you initially thought you were. But instead, I would say it's better to realize what led you to that first dream, what passion led you to that first dream, so that you can tweak it to find something else to do. And the perfect example of that for me, when I realized that my passion for sports, specifically basketball, is what led me to that career choice, or to someday be a physical therapist. I used that same passion to find an alternative career path. And fortunately, my mom actually helped me realize that she helped me realize I could use my enjoyment in writing to be like a sports journalist if I wanted to pursue that hard enough, and even be in front of the camera as an on-screen reporter for like ESPN someday and stuff. So that's what I did for the remaining years of college, actually. However, one thing unexpected happened that completely turned that around, did a complete 180. And that was when I decided to start dancing. And I didn't dance until my junior year of college. I ended up joining a beginner-friendly team at UC Davis. It's called Agape. And that was my first ever experience dancing. But after like a year of just being there, I decided to take classes outside of the Davis area, and that led me to auditioning, surprisingly enough, to like a studio in Fairfield, California. If you are a dancer, you know who they are. It's Chapkus Dance Family. And like I said, I was still like a beginner because I had only been dancing for maybe like a year or so before like I auditioned for them. And to be honest, I had no expectation of even making it. I just auditioned for the sake of the experience. But they somehow decided to give me a chance to like train there. And over the next couple of years being there, they allowed me to eventually like be on stage with them, perform with them, and I gained a lot of insight on what a career could look like if I wanted to be a dancer. And I told that to my parents one day. Like I told them that instead of doing the sports broadcasting or sports journalism stuff, I wanted to see where dance could take me. And you know how I mentioned that my parents are very open-minded? It's when I told them that, there was a little bit of shock. And it had nothing to do with them like it had nothing to do with them like not wanting to support that dream. It was more so it came as a surprise because I was on, like I said, like that career path to do something, although it would be very difficult to accomplish someday. Like there was a path where I could be successful in like broadcasting or the sports entertainment industry. But then when I switched that unexpectedly, it became like, okay, what's the blueprint for you to become a dancer? And at that time, there wasn't really one, because you didn't really see like entertainers, especially dancers, at the forefront of the industry, at least like a couple years ago. But that forced me to really think about what dance could look like for me. And because there were a lot of different options, like did I just want to be a dancer on a company? Do I want to be like an industry dancer? Do I want to be a choreographer? I had to really sit back and think about what dance would look for me, because that's what my parents initially just wanted. They just wanted to know that I had a plan and I wasn't going into this blindly, because they wanted to make sure that although it would be a difficult career path, it was reachable, and I had goals in mind, and I had a work ethic available to me to just continue to pursue that dream if I wanted to. So after about like 3 months of research, which pretty much included watching interviews on YouTube and TV, talking to teammates that were already really successful, where I could kind of formulate like a plan for myself. And after that 3 months, I presented that plan to my parents, and that's when they became more at ease with the decision. And to be honest, I probably would still be on this career path if I didn't have like my parents' support, just because I really wanted to pursue this dream. But with them behind me, it's made it a lot easier. And I know that a lot of you out there may not have had that support, so I definitely would like to hear from you. So leave a comment, send us a message. I'd love to get in touch with people who may not have had that support system, because in the previous video I did mention it would be great to just develop a community where we just support each other and support each other's dreams, because I know not everyone was fortunate enough to have like parents or a support system in general that is okay with you pursuing something so different compared to like the jobs out there that already have a blueprint. And anyways, getting back on track to what I was talking to before that slight thing, having that support system from my parents has been incredible, because it's allowed me to make the decisions to move to Southern California and train and dance in a very serious way that I hadn't done before. Not to say that Chapkus didn't like give me a lot, because they did. I was able to learn the ins and outs of what it looks like to be a serious dancer, a professional dancer. I was given opportunities to be on stage at some of the biggest venues for the urban dance community, even some corporate gigs. So I have a lot to thank them for, and I definitely am appreciative of getting insight on what it looks like to potentially have this as a career. And I'm going to continue to pursue that. I don't really care about the expectations of what society says or used to say about how dance can't be successful, because look at everything around us nowadays. There's TV shows geared to dance. We used to have America's Best Dance Crew. There's So You Think You Can Dance is available to us as a platform. There's even NBC's World of Dance, YouTube, Instagram, huge for like sharing like our craft, and that is at the forefront of the entertainment industry, because you can use Instagram and YouTube to be like famous and make a lot of money if you really want to go through that route. And seeing all of that and showing all of this with my parents, sharing all of this with my parents as well, has given me anyway, more confidence that it's something that I can pursue. Now, it's not guaranteed to be successful, and I understand that, but I know that I would regret not trying, because I'm young enough to the point where if I fail, like 5 years from now, if the dream just completely wipes out, if all the doors close on me that I thought were initially open, it's totally fine. At least I could say that I tried, and then I can go ahead and find a different career later in life. But there's no reason to just not try. At least that's what my parents always taught me. That's something that I'm going to keep in mind throughout this entire journey. And it's something that I definitely hope that a lot of you out there watching can go ahead and live by as well. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say at the moment. That's all I have, at least that comes to mind right now. If I have anything else to say about the expectations and breaking away from it, I'll definitely include that in my next video, as well as some additional aspects from that comment that was left in the previous video. I touch on that as well. Erick is also going to be doing like a video himself on this, and he's going to share like his personal experiences. So if you didn't relate to me, or maybe even disagree with some of the things that I've said in this video, totally fine. Everyone has their own opinions, and I respect everyone's difference in opinions. Maybe you'll be able to relate more to what Erick has to say. So definitely keep an eye out for his video, like and subscribe so that you can go ahead and get information on that, and follow us on Instagram too, so you can be notified there, because we like to share stuff in like our stories, posts, so you can be notified first. Other than that, just want to say once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.